Donald Trump has delivered a major salvo in his trade war, this time aimed squarely at Canada. In a letter addressed to Prime Minister Mark Carney and posted on social media, Trump said the U.S. will charge Canada a tariff of 35% on Canadian products sent into the United States.
The clock is ticking. August 1, 2025 looms large, and a trade war between the U.S. and Canada is heating up. At 7:18 a.m., says Today, July 31, 2025, President Trump's executive order threatens a 35% tariff on all Canadian goods, a move that could shatter a $600 billion trade partnership.
Donald Trump keeps ramping up his trade war. On Thursday, he set a 35% tariff for imports from Canada. Trump also said other nations without deals could expect duties of 15 to 20%. And he warned Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney that the levies would go up even higher if there was any retaliation.
Posts show farmers and factory workers on both sides bracing for impact, with one Saskatchewan grower tweeting, "Our fields feed America, will they bite the hand that feeds?" This isn't just about steel or tech, it's about potash, the pink gold beneath Canada's prairies, vital to half the world's food. Share your take below. Could this mineral shift the balance? Stay tuned, because the stakes are higher than you think. Let's dive into why potash matters. This mineral, mined half a mile underground in Saskatchewan, powers fertilizers that boost crop yields globally. The International Fertilizer Association (IFA) reports synthetic fertilizers, including potash, underpin 50% of food production, with potassium being irreplaceable for crops like corn and wheat. Canada leads the world, supplying 38% of global potash, over 13 million tons in 2024, while the U.S. imports 90% of its 5 million ton annual need, with 80% from Canada. Without it, U.S. grocery shelves could empty fast, a vulnerability laid bare when Russia and Belarus cut supplies in 2022, spiking prices to $1,500 per ton. The trade spat's roots run deep. Since February 2025, Trump has pushed tariffs, citing national security under Section 232, starting with 25% on Canadian metals, then escalating to the 35% threat formalized June 28. Prime Minister Mark Carney responded with $29.8 billion in counter-tariffs on U.S. goods in March, per Reuters, but kept diplomacy steady, pausing a digital tax and boosting defense ties. Yet, as the Globe and Mail dubbed potash pink gold in a striking July 15 cover, Canada's leverage emerged. Ottawa's hinting at restricting potash exports, a $5 billion trade lifeline, could hit U.S. farmers hard. Internal estimates suggest a $1.7 billion cost hike. The production edge is Canada's strength. In Saskatchewan, mines like Nutrien's Rocanville churn out potash using AI-assisted machinery, boosting uptime 18% since 2023, per Mining Watch Canada. The province's $400 million rail upgrade, announced July 5, aims to lift exports 22% by 2027, with CN and CPKC investing $2.1 billion. A 5-year high domestic reserve, built since 2023, ensures Canada's food security while eyeing Asia and Europe. Environmental concerns grow, though tailings ponds and water use are under scrutiny, with the Prairie Potash Security Initiative launching carbon offset protocols to address ESG pressures from global buyers. Locally, the impact stings. U.S. corn acreage may drop 4% in 2026 if costs rise, per USDA, while Saskatchewan added 1,500 jobs since April 2025, per provincial data. In Iowa, a farmer told The Guardian, "Tariffs on Canadian potash could break us," echoing the National Corn Growers' July 12 warning of food security risks. Mexico's eyeing a backup deal, and the EU's transatlantic pact talks with Canada could lock in potash, per the European Commission's July update. Socially, Saskatchewan's new apprenticeship grants up to $7,500 per student support 500 trainees, but Indigenous communities demand fairer land deals amid mine expansion. What's next? The IMF flags a 2025 U.S. recession risk from trade barriers, and the Bank of Canada projects Saskatchewan's GDP will hold via Asian demand. A potash export tax, floated by Finance Minister Elodie Chen, could modulate supply, but risks global food price spikes. Groceries could rise 10% by 2026, per Agri-Food Canada. Trump's base may push back, with Senator William Carpenter proposing a tariff pause, but the administration digs in. Brazil's July 20th talks with Canada for a 1 million-ton potash deal could further stretch U.S. supply, while Japan's emergency clause in its July MO ensures stability for its rice farms. This isn't just trade, it's survival. From prairie mines to empty U.S. fields, potash could decide the war. Will Canada wield this power or seek peace? Drop your prediction below. Share if this blows your mind, and subscribe. Next week's reveal could reshape your plate. Hit play now. Dig deeper. U.S. potash production, under 400,000 tons, can't fill the gap, per USGS. Canada's $1.2 billion innovation fund, per Natural Resources Canada, modernizes mines. 10 users debate U.S. reliance, while South Korea's July 25th interest in 500,000 tons adds pressure. The Peterson Institute warns 100,000 U.S. jobs at risk by 2026. Engage, your voice counts. The buildup was tense. 2023 supply fears, per Bloomberg, and 2024 sanctions on Belarus set the stage. March 2025's market dip. S&P 500 down 8% followed tariff talks. Canada's Resilience Fund, launched July 2025, preps for shocks. Long term, a $300 billion global food trade shift by 2030, per OECD, hinges on this. Stay tuned, comment, and share.